Ready? Ready. This is the way I have been cutting slices off the end of a pipe, so I can make railway wheels. An angle grinder on an arm held against the rotating pipe, which is fine if you don't mind sitting in a noisy cloud of angle grinder sparkles for quite a long time. But I do have a plasma cutter, so surely there's an easier way to do the same thing. Surely! So I dismantled an old machine that I'd made so I could borrow one of the Lazy Susan bearings inside. This is the pipe that I want to cut. It's 8mm thick and top quality seamless steel, but this piece is just too wide, so it's a good piece to experiment with. I drilled a hole in it because plasma cutters prefer to start from an edge rather than piercing through a blank face. Then I set it up so it spins without much oscillation. Plasma cutters work best if there's a small gap between the torch and the metal that it's cutting, and that gap should stay constant. So in this instance, I need to fix the pipe so it rotates evenly and fix the plasma torch so it doesn't move at all. Then I put it on the plasma table and set up the torch horizontally. I want it to line up, I want the torch to line up with the hole in the pipe, so it needed propping up just a little. Now this is a CNC plasma cutter, as you know, which means the computer controls its movements, but for this job I am not using the CNC part at all. So any ordinary plasma cutter would do the same thing. In fact, I see that they sell them now in Lidl's. Who would have thought it? Don't forget the earth or the ground, or it won't work at all. I decided, for safety reasons, to wet the wooden board, just in case. 30,000 degrees centigrade, and old wooden boards probably aren't a good match. And then I switched it on and fired some plasma through the hole. And then rotated the pipe, and it worked. Not perfectly, because I couldn't see what I was doing, and sometimes I was rotating too fast and sometimes too slowly. Well, not me, obviously. The pipe was rotating too fast. Halfway round I had to stop and move the earth clamp, but eventually I got all the way round to the beginning. Now normally you'd set the pipe up horizontally and rotate it like that horizontally, like a rolling pin, but that's fine until there's only a short piece left, and then it's hard to keep it upright, and then your cut won't be straight. So I think this arrangement has merit. Now the cut isn't great, partly because the torch tips don't last long in this climate, and before anyone tells me all the things I'm doing wrong, I should point out my refrigerator unit for drying the air. And this is a moisture filter, and at the back of the plasma cutter is a moisture trap, always dry by the way. So I am trying my best to provide clean, dry air, and I'm forever replacing the tips at a $5 a time, by the way. Actually, I think some of the messiness of the cut is caused by rust in the bearings of the Lazy Susan, because there's a roughness in its rotation, which means a wobble in the pipe. That makes sense? Yeah. Wobbly bearings makes wobbly pipe. But it did cut through, and I can't tell you what a huge relief that is after months of struggle with this machine. You see, between one thing and another thing and a few more things, my plasma cutter hasn't worked properly for many months, and it's been incredibly frustrating and quite stressful trying to sort it out. The problem was that there were a few different problems all at the same time, which meant diagnosis was impossible. Anyway, I am happy and relieved to report that it seems to be working again, because it is a wonderful machine. And I will make a video soon about the brilliant new software that I'm still learning how to use. Meanwhile, I need more than one wheel for my loco. Yes, Tim. So I need more pipe rings. So the next piece of pipe still has its ceramic lining in it though, which took a bit of knocking out. This is high pressure mains water pipe that Joe the Pipes gave me years ago. Thanks, Joe. And Ashley came round and we were able to cut 3 more rings. And because I wasn't on my own, we were able to check the amps with a clamp meter at the same time as running the machine. And this was one of the problems. The digital display on the plasma cutter wasn't telling the truth. Oh, it was lying about the amps going through the torch. So no wonder it wasn't working properly. Naughty machine. So it's now moved to 52. And it's actually reading... Ooh, nice 45 on the screen. 59 on the dial. Cutting beautifully. But anyway, between that and the other things, the cuts were quicker and better each time. Happy days. Then I drew some shapes to fit inside the rims, one on each side. I was going to go with many spokes for a while as a new look for the wheels, but realised that that would need more material because I can't overlap them at all. So I went for another traditional spoke design. 5 spokes, each one straight-ish. They fit together partially, so they take up less space on the sheet. And I need 8 of them, so that's important. And look, the new program cut them beautifully. I welded them into the rims. And then cut these things out. They are the flanges. They're not in a large hoop shape yet. That would be very wasteful of steel. Each hoop is cut into 3 pieces. I welded them together and then battered and bent them into the right shape. Basically, they're just cones, very short cones with 12 degrees of slope, which apparently is a good angle depending on the curves and the rails that you're dealing with. As you know, real railway wheels are very expensive things to buy, especially big ones like these. So even if these are not perfect, but far from perfect really, but they are good enough. And that means everything. I can go ahead and design some sort of locomotive. Woohoo. So I'm very excited about that, and excited about the return of the plasma cutter. Yesterday I saw the first swallow of the season, so surely these are reasons enough to be cheerful. I hope you have some too.